Hey guys, in this lesson, I just want to take you through the Qi Awakening pathway just to give you a context of where we are. So this is the framework, okay, on how you will get to Qi mastery. So in getting started, we talked about the awakening, right? These are all the necessary fundamental information that you sort of need to know in order to get started. Now, of course, it's not everything, but it's enough to get started. Guys, you don't need to know everything to get started, but you need to get started to know everything. Okay, so that's the first part. Then in part two, we are going to be talking about the tools, right? The tools are the Guardians of Destiny. Now, the Guardians of Destiny are in your Qi Destiny chart. Each and every one of them has a potential for you to awaken and connect to the divine. One of them is your Guardian of Destiny. The other 7 are there for you to connect to, and you can actually use them, okay? So use them for what? Well, the Qi art of manifesting. That's what we're going to do. There's a specific framework for you to manifest. And I'm going to be sharing you some of these tools as well in part 2. And in part 3, these are the transformation. And as you know, part 3 is where we are going to do live stream. Part 3 and part 4, these are the most important, where you got to see how this is done, on how we can talk about internal forces and external forces, how to overcome the internal forces and how to overcome the external forces that are, you know, that are designed as crisis sometimes, or how do you navigate challenges in your life, how to use the 3 victories to win the battles in your life, and how to become unstoppable. This is all about transformation. I need you to participate in that session, live stream. And then applications. Wow, this is the most fun part of them all, right? The exact blueprint on how you can use the power of foresight, how you can use that for wealth, for career and businesses that you're doing, and for your personal relationships, for your health matters. How do you actually see that? What do you actually do? Applying Qi, you need to see how this is done. And for some of you who are taking this one step further, who are attending part 5 is about scale and impact. That's where we're going to be talking about the 6 solution framework and pathfinding. How to move forward with strategic execution. How do you actually use some Qi Feng Shui or maybe Warcraft in getting ahead? Now, check out the bottom of this framework right here. At the bottom, throughout all the 5 stages, on and off, we are talking about Qi intuitive intelligence. That's the base, the foundation of your entire Qi training right here, okay? So as you're making progress here in Qi, you are awakening your Qi intuitive intelligence. So stage by stage, okay? Now, if you're going to ask me, of all these 4 parts, which is the most important, I would say part 3 and part 4. In fact, part 4 is the most important because you want to see exactly how do you apply this in real life situations, okay? So now you know the pathway, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Destiny is that you need to ask yourself questions. Basically, when you ask yourself questions, you are using your conscious mind to connect with your divine self. So you ask questions like, what does the world need from me today that I can easily and readily give? You see, when you ask a question like that, your Guardian of Destiny will go and search for more positive answers. And when you receive the answer, you act on it. Because when you act on information, you're ready to welcome the good. Everything will be spiraling upwards. Okay, this is what you need to do, right? So you need to transform all your traumas into opportunities for growth. So this is a very powerful force that is sort of given to you. You may say, yeah, but these are not pretty experiences. These become the tools that can propel you to become successful. And this could be the very reason why you're here today to listen and to participate in the Qi Awakening training program. You know, I've been in metaphysics for almost 3 decades now, and I find that one of the tools that is most useful in transforming the past trauma into strength is Qi. In part, you can understand why things happen, okay? But to turn that negative energy to positive, that's Qi. So today, I've worked with so many people from different walks of life, and you know, the greatness of my life now knows no bounds. I went from fearing the unknown and feeling sort of paralyzed in scarcity to now to running wild and living in divine faith. I went from having unhealthy relationships to being surrounded by the most loving and wealthiest and happiest people and supportive people. I went from an unfulfilling existence to one of pure passion today. I currently live in an authentic space of a lot of opportunities and with life purpose and synchronize with divine intelligence. And when people ask me today how I am where I am today, I say, I chose to grow. I choose to become better. I choose me. I make it as fun as I can, and I follow whatever divine intuition tells me, intelligently, of course, because there's such a thing called intuitive intelligence. And, I've turned a lot of these life twists and difficult situations around using Qi, and I want to show you exactly how to do that. And all you have to do is manage your energy. Okay, this is important because if your energy level is low, you're going to see a lot of negativity. Everything in the past seems to be a problem. But if your energy is high, you will be able to largely manifest all that you desire. Okay, so these days I could accomplish in a couple of months what took years to do way before I learned Qi. And so I need you to become partners with your mind and partners with the divine intelligence, partners with the universe. Qi is the tool. At the heart of this journey for you, just as it was for me, is the discovery of your authentic true self. Okay, and once you find it, right, you won't go back. You won't need to go back. It's like having a cheat code to life. Now, this is not a quick fix at first. It takes a bit more time and patience, guys. I know you guys want to learn all the components in your Qi chart. But as we go along here, I need you to commit to learning this, okay? It's a step-by-step thing. It's not difficult. Don't let this instruction, you keep telling yourself things are difficult and I'm confused all the time, and because of that, it blocks information. So once you understand how this unfolds, slowly you will turn all these so-called negative setbacks that you have. You can remove it, turn it into strength to propel you forward, okay? So what I want you to do now is to look at your Qi chart. There are two things that we have discussed so far. The first is your Qi Destiny Palace. The second is to identify where your Qi Karmic Palace is. The Qi Destiny Palace talks about what you can do now, what is your potential, your spiritual energy. It tells you how you could manifest, right? There are secret techniques that I'll be sharing with you, how you could turn your Qi chart and the 8 deities that are in your chart into manifesting tools to help you get ahead in life. And the Karmic Palace can tell you about whether this past, you see it as a negative setback, a baggage, or you can turn that into strength, okay? So I encourage you to do the brave work to change the course of your life, okay? I encourage you to, take the first step. The way I've changed mine is because, I have consciously manifested a lot of these opportunities in my life. I think you can do that too. And all you do is implement the practice, okay? So, people talk about hitting the jackpot, but there is no bigger jackpot than healing what holds you back so that the rest of your life flows effortlessly. This is the biggest jackpot. If you want to design what you wish to create in this life, plus who you desire to be for the world, I want us to work together, right, to make sure that you get there. I totally believe that I was put on this planet to serve humanity to the greatest ability that I can, and right now, serving you is what's been placed on my heart to do. If this is your first lesson for part 2, make sure you watch the rest of the lessons here. And if you have not already done so, make sure you also review that is all the lessons in part 1. And I need you to do this. Make a commitment to attend part 3 and part 4 live stream. I promise that your life will never be the same again. Identify your Qi Destiny Palace. The Qi Destiny Palace looks like this in your chart, and is the box that is highlighted in red. You will see the word destiny that is in red right here, okay? Now, in this box, on the top left corner, you will have your guardian of destiny. Now, in the previous exercises, I've told you to do a cleansing exercise to purify yourself, to clear yourself of negative energy. Right now, we're going to learn how to utilize your guardian of destiny. Think of it as your access to your higher intelligence. And each of these guardian of destiny, these are not actual deities that are floating in space that you worship. They are not. They are just an aspect of your subconscious mind, if you will, an access or a particle of divine intelligence. Each one of these has its own frequency and its own attributes. And if you learn about the strengths of each, and the more you connect, the more you use them to manifest the outcome that you want, the better you would be. Okay, the better you will be in your life, about the miracles that happen. Remember, manifesting is nothing more than creating the life that you desire. That's it, right? Many people think they can't manifest. That's equivalent to you saying you can't have the life that you want. If you believe in freedom, if you believe that you deserve a life that you want, then you need to start manifesting. Manifesting means that you're going to give commands to your guardian of destiny. Now, the question that most people have is that, well, I've got so many different guardians of destiny. Can I use them all? The answer is yes, but let's start with your personal guardian of destiny, the one that is inside your Chiman destiny chart. Okay, that's step one. As you become better with this, the next palace or the next sector you're going to look at is your karmic palace. Now, your karmic palace could be one of the 8 inside the chart here. Some of you might have the karmic palace as the same palace as your Chiman destiny chart. Don't worry about that yet. Even if it's in the same palace, you can just focus on using the Chiman destiny palace exercises first, and then subsequently do the same as if you are looking at your karmic palace. Okay, so it's not a problem. You want to understand what is available in these 2 palaces for the time being. And as we move along, the Chiman destiny palace is to look at the present and look at the future you to filter the present so that the future that you desire can be manifested. The karmic palace function, listen here, okay? The karmic palace function is this. It is using the present to filter the past. The present filters the past. So don't let your past define you. Many people allow the past to define them. You filter the past so that you turn whatever happened in the past as strengths to create the present you, and then you look at the future that you want, manifesting, remember that? And use that as a lens or a filter for the present. So that's how we manage the early and later heaven bagwas when it comes to Chiman Dunja. Okay, so here's the first step. Look at the Chiman Destiny Palace and identify your guardian of destiny. And I'm going to go through each and every one of them in the next couple of lessons. But here's the thing, right? The actual application will be in part 3 and part 4. Okay, so I'm first going to introduce them to you and give you a simple exercise on what you can do and what they can do for you. But then we're going to talk about it in detail in parts 3 and 4 of our training. So be sure to see me there as well. Okay? All right. I'll see you in the next lesson. You know, one thing for sure in life is that there are countless problems. Almost every other day we have to go to solve problems. And if you want to start and run your own business, come on, there are shitloads of problems that we need to overcome and solve, right? So, but I think part of happiness in life is the ability to solve problems. I mean, if you have no problems to solve, right, this life is not going to be interesting and challenging anymore. So Einstein said something really interesting. He said that no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it in the first place. Now, in the dynamic world of business, where decisions are often dictated by just data, numbers, and immediate outcomes, there lies an untapped reservoir of profound and sustainable solutions hidden within the realm of spirituality. And the essence of spirituality in problem solving is not about neglecting practicality, okay? Now, I say business, I know some of you are not in business, but at some point in your life, maybe you want to start a business, right? Or you are using Chiman to help someone who's running a business, okay? So it involves you too, okay? So when I talk about this spirituality and problem solving. It's about embracing a profound interconnectedness, recognizing that, every decision you make sends a ripple or ripples through the vast web of our organizational and global ecosystems. It's about crafting solutions that are innovative and inclusive and inherently egalitarian, ensuring that the corporate world is not merely a machine of wealth, but a vessel for positive, sustainable change. And I think spiritual problem solving, it's about marrying the analytical with the intuitive, allowing compassionate and ethical thinking to sculpt the corporate decisions that will shape our collective culture, our collective future. And where businesses don't just thrive financially, but also blossom as beacons of ethical, compassionate, and sustainable practice. Now, how important is problem solving to your business? Or how important is problem solving to your career and your life? How important is change, the ability to pivot and transformation in the next 12 months? This is a very important question that you need to ask yourself. Now, let's think about, for some, right here, right now, who is listening to this training right now, how many of you have not yet found your passion? Let's think about it. Isn't that if you are, let's say, somewhat in your 30s and 40s by now, you have some idea of what your passion should be? Now, if you have not yet found your passion, it could be because there is a blockage of energy somewhere. You are possibly using the same level of consciousness. Remember what Einstein said? The same level of consciousness cannot solve the problem that it created in the first place. So you got to step out of this, expand that consciousness, and that's what Chiman is for, and then you will be able to find the possibilities that are out there. So it's not your fault you don't know, you just haven't found the solution yet. This part here, there must be a greater reason why you have been attracted to this training in the next couple of days. Or for some of you, in your business, you're probably stuck in that same plateau for some period of time already, not being able to find a solution, and probably you're thinking the market's like this, the economy is like that, oh my God, what should I be doing? And then you can't figure out a solution. That is because the same consciousness that created this in the first place cannot be the solution itself. The answer lies in the greater consciousness, in the greater possibilities. The answer lies in the unknown. So here comes Chiman. Chiman is the tool that allows you to expand that consciousness and or tap into the divine intelligence to be able to find the possibilities. Or for some people, it might be career that is the problem that is stopping them. As somehow, it's just they don't know what they're doing, right? Some people call that midlife crisis, right? A certain reflection of why they're stuck, and they just can't figure out why they're there and what's next, and there's this frustration that is holding them back. Well, if you keep thinking with that level of consciousness, it's going to be very hard to figure out a solution. You got to be able to step out of this to the possibilities that are out there, and that's where Chiman spiritual game comes in. So a lot of people talk about growth, right? They talk about business growth, they talk about career growth, and talk about even physical development, physical growth, right? Getting the six packs and getting fit and all that. But when was the last time you have a spiritual growth? This is important. And if you think about it, everything that you have right now, that you have achieved thus far in your life, your spouse, your house, your cars, right, your current wealth, everything that you have right now have first existed in your mind before it can manifest into this current reality. Some of you like the reality that you have right now, but then there's also a big portion of you might not like the actual reality that you're in right now. But here's the good news. Having Chiman as a tool allows you to change this. This is the important ability to pivot and to transform. This is Chiman Duja. Okay, let's start with the first of the 10 deities. Now, there are no rankings here. There are 10 deities in Chiman. They are not actual deities that are floating in the sky. They are just a part of our subconscious, if you will, or part of the divine intelligence, the frequency that we can access to. And each and every one of them have their attributes and their special abilities. So the first one is the chief. All right, so how many of you here have the chief? It's quite likely that a number of you here who are in our training program right now have the chief, because generally the chief is quite aligned to metaphysics, because the chief loves helping people. The chief loves serving, loves teaching, loves educating. Is a natural leader of sorts. Now, with the chief, it's one of the most powerful manifestors, and sometimes also considered the most dangerous, because it's almost like it sort of abides to all the commands that you give. So if you're one of those that are not very watchful of your thoughts, some of your thoughts, the chief will just take and do as you wish. So if you keep telling yourself, especially those of you who lie, I cannot remember, I have a poor memory, I grow old too fast, I'm not smart enough, it will just follow that instructions and manifest that reality for you. And likewise, it's also one of the easiest to use. If you can tune into the chief, you could almost manifest anything that you ask for, as long as it is aligned to greater good. Because the chief is one that does good. It's always follows the morally right thing to do. It's always the one that has the correct moral compass. It serves people, it helps people, it's full of enthusiasm. So if you're one of those that love to help others, to heal, to protect, and to bring people together, to unite, to do the greater good, chief will always find a way for you. And includes also healing and finding the right doctors, because the chief is one of the greatest nobleman stars. So in many ways, your entire life, as you need help and when you're open to help will always come. When you need assistance in educating you, there will be the right teachers turning up. When you need financial support, someone will guide the way, or an opportunity will open up for you to add value and create the money and get the career that you want. So there's no limit to this, but you need to train yourself to manifest bigger. So now, some people say, yeah, but I just want to go and manifest lots of money. Listen, that's not how you do it, okay? So you need to look at the lifestyle that you want, the reason you want to do something, and what greater good does it serve, okay? So, and also sometimes people are, when they want money too much, it's like this. When you let's say now, you hit the jackpot, you hit the lotto, and you have 20 million. What do you think other people will do to you? Everybody wants your money. And what would you do? You will avoid them, isn't it? Oh, I didn't want to ask for money. Oh shit, I don't want to see these people, right? So that's the thing. So if you are one of those, give me money, that's not how you manifest, because you come from the perspective of scarcity. It's I don't have. That's not good, okay? It's like people go out there, oh, I need someone to complete my life, to be my better half. That means this half is full of shit, right? So you cannot manifest from scarcity. Remember that. You got to manifest from abundance. That's the secret, okay? So when you look at using the chief, when you back towards the chief, because that's your guardian of destiny, and when you connect with the chief, you always ask for, what good can I do today? What more can I serve? What does the world need of me today? What does my company need of me today? What does my family need of me today? When you do that, opportunities, ideas, the right type of people, the right inspiration will come. Okay, so this is how you use the chief. And how do I become better? How do I make things better for other people, for my family? So when you ask questions that are empowering, your chief will find all the possibilities and bring forth all the right people, the right resources, all towards your door. That's what you need to do, okay? And you need to do that at a higher energy level. That's why tapping into your Chiman Destiny direction, backing the direction of your Chiman Destiny Palace, looking at the opposite direction. I mean, let's say your Chiman Destiny Palace is the west, you face east, back to west, count down from 64, remember the exercise, okay? Then you talk to the chief. So here's an example of how you could give a command to the chief, okay? You can say, Chief, I command you to manifest wealth into my life. I desire for your assistance in every quest for money and financial fulfillment. I must be attentive to all opportunities that present themselves to me. Or you can say, Chief, I command you to Make available each opportunity for career improvement and advancement. Allow me to see it. Each opportunity will be avenues for me to grow and serve my community with my wealth and capacity to accumulate wealth while serving the greater good. Okay, so this is one of the things that you could be doing, okay, by using the chief. You can, of course, change that to use chief to protect you or use chief to help you heal. All right. So, for example, sometimes you might have a certain bad habit or an obstacle that you know you need to change. All right. Can you say, Chief, I command you to help me release the desire or the need to, let's say, criticize all those who are around me. All right. Or to find fault with all those who are around me. And Chief, I need you to help me observe and make mental notes and help me learn from my mistake and make improvements on a daily basis and become a better leader, a better role model for my family, for my friends, and become a better person who truly can live his or her life, right? So you modify that, okay? So tell Chief, help me, choose to become better, choose to improve my life. That I want to use every avenue and opportunity that I can see to help the people around me become better and happier in every way. You see, you could do that, right? So chief can manifest that outcome for you. You just have to back towards the chief. Now, some of you don't have the chief, right, as the guardian of destiny. Not to worry, as we progress in the slightly higher level here, maybe in our part 3 and part 4, as you attend the live sessions, I'll show you how you can use the rest of the deities. But the first part here is to get yourself familiar with your own guardian of destiny. Okay, that's all for now for the chief. Let's move on to the next deity. I'll see you in the next lesson. A quick summary of the 9 heavens. How many of you here have the 9 heavens in your Chiman Destiny Palace? That's your guardian of destiny. Now, of course, the 9 heavens is named after the lady of the 9 heavens. You know the legend that I told you in part 1, where the lady of the 9 heavens ascended from the heavens and gave the yellow emperor 2 magical tools. One is the book of charts, and then the other one is the compass. Well, that's the lady of the 9 heavens. In fact, for some practitioners of metaphysics who are in Taiwan, or traditional practitioners in China, they actually worship the Lady of the 9 Heavens. Now, 9 Heavens is actually one of the spirit realm energies, one of the deities. It's known as the god of visualization. So anything that you could visualize, your goals, the future self that you could see in your mind's eye, you could manifest. So the problem is a lot of people actually they can't see visually, even in their own mind, how the future, their own future look like. Because probably something in the past, remember we said earlier in previous lessons that it could be a past trauma or something that is hidden within the subconscious that is affecting you and you don't dare to visualize the good. So as long as you're able to see the good while backing the 9 heavens, the energetic and a powerful imprint that you see will now filter into the present and make the reality come true for you. Okay, so meaningful coincidences is under the aspect of this 9 heavens. So a lot of times we see the signs from the universe when you ask for something you want to manifest or something and you see a response from the universe. Like for example, right, you're asking about a relationship aspect and you want to manifest a relationship aspect. Then the next couple of days you see many wedding invitations, right? Or you see a long lost friend who just come and announce, hey, you know, we're getting married. So all these are signs to say, hey, you know, visually, this aspect that you wish to manifest is coming into fruition. It's coming into real reality. So 9 heavens also have the power to give you foresight, be able to give you premonitions of the future. And if you don't like it, you can actually realign it to what you want. Now, if you use 9 heavens from a position of scarcity and you use 9 heavens from a position of lacking and fear, then what you manifest will become problematic, a lot of issues and pain. For example, a person with 9 heavens who, let's just say you fear cancer the most, you fear this like having cancer, and because you visualize that pain, then it sort of brings out this nature for you. So you have to visualize the good. So this is very important that you approach this from a positive perspective. That's why in part 1, I emphasize the need to do a cleansing. Because if you don't clear out the negative knots, right, all these congestions that you have in the past, then it's very hard to see a positive future. Okay, now we'll talk more about this in part 3 and part 4 as we meet live during the live stream. So right now, understand that the 9 heavens has the power to manifest visually what you envision for the future to be. Now, here's something that you can tell the 9 heavens, okay? You're commanding the 9 heavens to give me inspiration, and inspiration is everywhere. It can come from a 5-year-old kid or from walking down the alley or walking down the park. I must train my mind's eye and my physical eye to see inspiration from wherever I am. That's a command, okay? You can command your 9 heavens to allow you to see all the positive inspiration, see the solutions, see the positive in other people, and that helps you move forward. There are many ways to use the 9 heavens. I'll talk more about this during the part 3 and part 4 of our training, okay? Have the 9th earth as your guardian of destiny. This is one of the specific deity that is actually in charge of resources. So when I say resources, I mean money, wealth, assets, and also health. A lot of people born with the 9th earth end up to become great entrepreneurs, right? Or people who are able to serve their community and able to profit from it. Okay, so if you have the 9th earth, one of the things that you need to do, maybe you have not yet activated your 9th earth, so try it right now, okay? Back towards the 9th earth. Now, start with something small first. Remember, when you're beginning your training, your journey in Chi Men, manifest small things first. Manifest small opportunities in your life. Don't go for the big thing right now because, hey, you haven't even get connected with this deity that your natural subconscious divine self for so many years in your life, and suddenly your first meeting, you ask for the moon. Not so easy, right? You got to get used to it first. Slowly build that relationship with your guardian of destiny. Okay, so here's something that a suggestion for you. You can say, 9th earth, I command you to manifest my wealth opportunities. I'm commanding you to assist me in the quest for more resources and help me in serving this community that I like to serve and help. Okay. Or you can say, hey, 9th earth, I command you to allow me to detect all the opportunities and resources that are available to me every day in every way. And I want you to evaluate which is the best for me every time I see an opportunity. Allow me to see the positives, allow me to see the pitfalls as well, allow me to make the right decisions moving forward, to use my resources for good. Or you can say, hey, 9th earth, I would like you to give me the energy to heal myself, to recover, to feel better, to gain my full strength once again, to be able to walk freely from pain, away from all my past traumas. We will live happily and joyfully. So there are many ways to use 9th earth. Do start practicing. Remember, back towards your guardian of destiny direction. Give a command. Remember, you have to go from 64 to 1. You can't just go straight to this. In future, you can. But right now, you got to start small, okay? Start getting into that state where you're aligned with your divine self, okay? Now, the 6th harmony is called the God of relationships. So now, it's not really a God, it's just the energy that's associated with connecting with other people around you. So every lesson that you go through in life, every situation, it's about the ability to connect, communicate, express yourself, or perceive other people's connection with you. So sometimes we call this the karmic ties with others. If you can utilize the 6th harmony well, you will be able to attract the right people into your group. You will have the right team, the right support. Now, of course, you may say, yeah, but I have the 6th harmony, but my relationships are not good. That could be one of your past traumas and or hidden fears that you probably have that is blocking you from unleashing the full potential of the 6th harmony. So once you can overcome the knots that you have congested in your the past and or maybe some hidden fears that you have. Once you eliminate that sort of negative energy, then you will be able to radiate trust. You will be able to connect better with other people. In fact, you will be able to get the right team of people. You see, a lot of times from where you are right now to where you want to be is probably just one person or one or two person away. So, it's no longer, stuff that we have to do ourselves. Sometimes it's just who we need to connect to in order to get to where we need to be. So a lot of things that we want to get done, a lot of things that we want to achieve in our work, in our business, in relationships, or in our family, it's possibly one person away. So having the sixth harmony activated, if you can connect well with the sixth harmony, you will have the right type of people responding to you, connecting to you, providing the right information, support, whatever you name it. Okay. Now, of course, it doesn't always govern intimate relationship, although intimate relationship is just one of this. Because, relationship sometimes is some people just need the support. Someone needs someone to listen to. Some people just need someone to hug or provide the warmth. But sixth harmony goes way beyond that. Okay, we can talk about family relationships. It can talk about work relationships. It can talk about superior and subordinate relationships. It's about networking and connecting with other people. Everything that we want in life, we need the help of other people. Agree? And if you could attract that, or you can connect with that, you can get a lot of things done, and a lot of your wishes will be fulfilled as a result. Okay, so some of the example specific commands that you could use for now is, you can talk to the sixth harmony if this is your guardian of destiny. Again, remember, you got to go from 64 to 1. You got to get into that sage mode first. If you don't do this and you can't reach a point of equilibrium, like you are not stable, your mind is very disturbed, or you have a lot of stress and a lot of emotional drama, you can't do any manifesting yet. You got to do the cleansing exercises first. Okay, the main cause why people cannot manifest is because they have too much baggage. They have too much negativity that they first need to clear up. If you don't believe that you can succeed, you don't have that internal truth that you can succeed and you can manifest, and you don't have that alignment with how you feel, because some people talk positive but they feel negative. If you're at that state, you can't use the commands yet. You got to get to cleansing first and then commands. Okay, I'll talk more about this in the art of manifesting as part of our tool training in here in part 2. Okay, and of course, I will address this a lot more in part 3 and part 4 when I'm seeing you guys for the live stream. Okay, now here's what you can say to the sixth harmony. Hey, sixth harmony, I command you to help me radiate trust, warmth, care, compassion, love to those around me. Simple instruction that can help you activate some of these positive energy around you. Or you can say this: sixth harmony, I command you to attract to me the people whom I can bring joy and happiness and comfort to, and vice versa. Simple instructions. I'll give you more during the part 3 and part 4. Okay? Now, in case you have not already done so, there's still an opportunity for you to upgrade to VIP. Okay, so that you can participate in the Q&A and also part 5 of this training program. If you like what you see, you want to take this further, then join me in the VIP. And or if you want continuously monthly learning and insights and inspiration from metaphysics, then join us in Tribe Plus. That's our monthly community that you want to be part of, that gives you continuous encouragement and improvements. Okay, I'll see you then. Now, let's talk about the great moon. The great moon, it's called the god of knowledge or the god of learning. Okay, again, as I said before in my previous lessons, this is not a god or an actual deity. It's actually just a frequency of the universal divine energies. So everything that we wish to experience, knowledge, wisdom, is under the purview of the great moon. So sometimes when you think about it, whatever we want to achieve in life, we are probably some knowledge or know-how away from where we want to be. Okay, a great parent, for example, right? Not all of us are born and to become great parents, right? We have to learn how to do that. To be a great spouse, right? A good spouse, it's not easy. We have no training, right? I mean, how many divorces that you want to go through in order to become a better spouse? Not that many, right? So hopefully none at all. So you want to be able to access information. So all the so-called knowledge and information is in the universe, the one, right? In the one, the great creator. So being able to access and download this is one of the so-called abilities of the great moon. Now, all of us have this in our Chiman destiny chart. It's just that if it's your Chiman destiny palace guardian of destiny, your connection to the great moon, it's much more easier because you're born with this as your guardian of destiny. So all in your entire life, you probably love to learn. Self-improvement is a thing for you. You always want knowledge, fascinates you. You learn about stuff that are useful and not useful, and you occupy your time basically to learning new things. So having the great moon, if you use this in a meaningful way, you will be able to master new skill set, access knowledge and inspiration that allows you to not just improve yourself, but improve the people around you. You know, I've been asked many times, can I manifest for other people? You can at a higher level, but it's easier if you manifest for yourself and get yourself to acquire the ability to influence that person to become better, okay? So the moon has the ability to access knowledge. Chimandunya is a knowledge, Feng Shui is a knowledge, investing is a knowledge, not just relationships, right? And health matters. Sometimes people are stuck in a certain situation with their health and they don't know what to do. If you can access the right type of research and information, you will be inspired to find possibilities of a solution. So there are a lot of things that the great moon covers. In some ways, you want to look at moon as a metaphysical Google. You could Google information. It's like you're able to download stuff. So in your dreams, you're able to see solutions. Sometimes you're inspired when you're in a certain reading. You know, people watch the same training right now, and if you had a great moon, you're somehow able to understand easier because knowledge comes easier to you. Understanding comes easier to you. Now, the only reason why you can't access it if you're born with it is only because most likely, it's about 95%, 99%, is that something in the past in your life, some trauma or some knots or some congestions that happen, and because you keep referencing that pain point, either consciously or unconsciously, that's what's blocking you from accessing the great moon. So it takes practice. Some of you will get it very quickly. Some of you might take a little bit more time, okay? So one of the best times to, if you are a great moon as a guardian of destiny, at night before you sleep is the best, right? Ask the great moon to show you, or you can say this, show me real life experiences, how this specific formation or information can be like, and reflect this in my life and how helpful it can be. Or you can say, great moon, teach me how to communicate with so-and-so person so that I'm able to influence that person positively, or so that I can achieve the outcome that I want. So many ways to use this, okay? Or show me how I can teach my children so that they would be able to understand and do better in life, okay? Now, there are many more examples I can talk about. Let's talk about that in part 3 and part 4. I want you guys to just be ready, just to get an introduction to the deities right now, okay? Now, if you've not already done so, guys, remember you can still join the VIP so that you can access the additional content, as well as the Q&As, as well as the part 5 of our training. And don't forget to join Tribe Plus, okay? Tribe Plus is our monthly membership where you get monthly inspiration on all things metaphysics. Some of you would have the privilege of having the Red Phoenix as your guardian of destiny. I say that is because not everyone has it, because you have to be born in a certain time of year in order to have the Red Phoenix, okay? So the Red Phoenix, of course, is a dual side. The good part about Red Phoenix is it manifests a lot of whatever you can verbalize. So because it is the valiant guardian deity of, mantras. You know, of course, mantras back in those days is when you actually pronounce it and say out mantras, and mantras actually help with vibrational energies and so forth. So those with Red Phoenix are those who are gifted with the power to actually do that. So some of their voices or whatever they can say, they can enter into a subconscious level for other people and or manifest reality by verbalizing something. So be careful what you say. The bad part obviously is those who are accustomed to, maybe they're unconscious about it, they keep saying bad shit about their life. My life sucks, that person is an idiot, this person is an asshole. Their whole life, people are trying to cheat me. And the more they talk about it, the more gossip and bad stuff they talk, and their life becomes what they speak. So watch what you say. For chief is watch what you think, right? This is you got to watch what you say. So we call it virtues of the spoken word. The virtues of the spoken word is sometimes you have to watch the words that come out from your mouth, and if you can control that and only say the things that you mean with positivity and passion and in sage mode, then you find that what you say, you verbalize out after you write it down, tend to come true. Okay. Now, of course, there's a whole process to making this happen. One of the things is you might want to follow a simple instruction here. You back towards your guardian of destiny, the red phoenix, and say this: Red Phoenix, I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. Or you can command the Red Phoenix to give you courage by saying, Red Phoenix, turn my life into a life of exemplary courage. Life is at the age of fear. Fear is normal. To fear is human, but I will not run away from it. I will use fear to inspire my courage and emerge victorious every single time. Fear and I are in a friendly, competitive game, and I win all the time. So these are ways you could use the Red Phoenix. And of course, when you excel, as you go deeper into Chiman, you can overlap your destiny chart together with the month or the day or even the hour chart. Okay, that's how the art of manifesting works. Okay, there are specific things you could say and activate this energy. But remember, if you have not already done so, make sure you go back to the part 1 training to go through the cleansing, because sometimes if you catch yourself repeating a lot of negative stuff all the time. You just say, I can't control it, but it's only because you're not aware of it. You're not checking into your own energy from time to time. So when you clear that, when you clear the blockage, is when you are able to start manifesting the good things in life. Okay, so this is only the first level. There's a lot more to cover. Okay, so if you've not done part 1, make sure you do part 1. And remember part 3 and part 4, especially part 4, is when I'm going to go through this in the live stream with you, showing you guys exactly how to do this and also use this in forecasting. Okay, if you're not already done so and you still want to, join us in VIP or at least join the Tribe Plus, where you get the monthly inspiration. Every month you learn something about metaphysics that helps you become better. Have the white tiger as your guardian of destiny. Now, the white tiger is the god of strength, courage, and power. So even if it's not your guardian of destiny, one day after you complete your 5-part training here, I want you to master commanding the white tiger, because everything that we want to achieve in life requires energy. Even our thoughts is a form of energy. And when our energy level is weak, that's when we normally find ourselves in confusion, lack of luck, can't get the energy to do things. When we have higher energy, when we're beaming with brightness, we approach many aspects in our life with certainty. We see things clearer. We are more decisive, and people like us better. So white tiger is the source of energy. Like, if some people need to sleep 8 hours a day and you only need to sleep 6, you already won. Okay? Because some people just need to they just get tired all the time. That's because they're not accessing the white tiger. So if you're born with the guardian of destiny as white tiger, consider yourself gifted, because you can access unlimited strength and energy. Not just physical strength, but strength in thoughts, strength in willpower, strength to persevere. Listen, everyone has got problems, challenges, trying situations, whatever not, right? It's those who can take on this shit and move forward despite all this that succeed. Yes or no? We talk about stress all the time, right? Everyone say have their stress, but are those with the higher tolerance to stress are those who succeed. Some people get stressed out with a tiny little bit of stress, right? Some people can take on shitloads of stress and still say they live a positive life, okay? So having the power of the white tiger gives you that. So this is one of the favorites that I have, because in writing stuff, in coming up with creative works, writing books, for example, teaching courses, going for consults, managing a company, taking care of the family. You think about it, all this requires energy. Imagine you have no energy, right? Imagine if I've got no energy, that I can't do a lot of stuff. So you want to access white tiger for the energy to do certain things, okay? Or one of this is to overcome challenges, right? You can say in when you're back towards your achievement destiny direction, and it's the white tiger, you say, white tiger, I command you to give me the strength and power when I'm faced with trying situations. I will relish in growth that would most certainly come thereafter. Okay, so you can command the white tiger to give me strength and energy to move on, to overcome all obstacles, and to become a total badass, right, in solving whatever problem or moving forward. So there's so many creative ways to use the white tiger, okay, but this is an introduction to it, okay? Or just command for the energy to feel better right now, just to up your vibration energy by 1 notch. As simple as that, okay? And then feel it. Feel it in your gut. Feel it in your every ounce of your cell in your body, okay? Just do that. Those simple things to activate this energy. Over time, you become better. Even if you do 1%, right? 1% better over 1 month is 30% improvements, okay? It's not that hard to do. If you find things that are blocked and you feel defeated or you feel stuck, it is most definitely because there's some traumatic past or something in the past that caused that knot or that thing being stuck for yourself. Okay, so you need to overcome that and move ahead. You need to be able to unlock yourself, untie yourself, unblock yourself in order to move forward. Okay, I'll talk more about this on part 3 and part 4 of our live training. And make sure you are there and to watch it live. And if you're part of the VIP, you get to ask some questions as well. Okay? The surging snake is the yin counterpart to the 9 heavens. It represents a force that's on par with the 9 heavens that possesses mystical abilities that can influence and control the environment. It can control circumstances. So it's like the yin and yang to magic. Okay, so if you think about in the world of Hogwarts, you will get this is the Gryffindor, right? Gryffindor is 9 heavens, and then you have the Slytherin. That would be surging snake. If you ask my son who he likes the Slytherin better than Gryffindor. I don't know what reason is that, but somehow surging snake is shown in a physical form like a wizard, okay, who is able to master the elements of the environment. So if you have the surging snake as your guardian of destiny, you are naturally drawn to mystical matters, alchemy, occult, magic, or even science, right? Science to a person who has not learned in science feels like magic, right? So there are many ways to use surging snake. Surging snake becomes a very good investor because, you know, market conditions, environmental conditions, opportunities that extend beyond markets and economies. These are all governed under the powers of surging snakes. So surging snakes' wealth comes from the ability to see the gaps in the market and be able to recognize opportunities and obviously build a business around it, okay? So now some of the examples, surging snake is a long topic, and one day when if you are ready to go to the next level, we can discuss this in detail, okay? Surging snake has a lot of potential when it comes to investing, especially if you are a person who loves both spiritual and business at the same time. How many of you here feel that you are both spiritual and also like to do business? Okay, it's actually the same thing, right? If you think about business, it's the ability to take the invisible to make visible, right? Your ideas, you take your ideas and turn it into opportunities to help other people, at the same time be able to support your team and family, right? So you can tap to the surging snake for many matters, even if it's not your guardian of destiny. We'll discuss that, more of this on part 3 and part 4, but right now let me give you an introduction to it. So if your guardian of destiny is the surging snake, you'll find that one of your abilities would be, it's the simplest one is this, right? You go to any place that is a shopping mall and you need to look for parking. Just say, I need a parking right now, and a space will appear for you. If it is in a terrible traffic jam and for some reasons you say, I want this to clear up for you, and somehow the route in front of you will clear up. Or maybe it's a rain, you can even try to stop the rain. The power of controlling the environment, it's coincidentally magical in many ways. And surging snake will be able to do that. At a higher level, you can even use surging snake to find land, to find investment opportunities. We'll talk about that when you are at that level. Right now, if you can't use surging snake, as I said before many times, it is most likely because you have some form of traumatic past and or hidden locks or knots somewhere that you need to clear up. Once you clear up that negative beliefs, that negative limitations, some people don't even recognize their limitations. That's the issue, right? So once you are able to recognize and unlock the limitations, the blockages, then you will be able to do this quite naturally. So back towards the surging snake, and you can say, surging snake, I command you to help me tap into the mystical powers of transformation, enable me to turn any challenging environment or negative energy into positive energy and attract abundance and prosperity into my life every day. Simple, okay? So this is one of the examples I can give you. There are a lot more to this. Make sure you watch the other training as well and be prepared for part 3 and part 4. I need you to watch that live stream, okay? And for those of you who are in a VIP, if you have questions, you can ask us then, and me and my team will try our best to answer you. And if you have not already done so, please remember you can still join as the pioneer members of Tribe Plus. It's a community, a monthly subscription that you get monthly inspiration in all things metaphysics. You got to check it out. Of all the 10 gods in the Chimandunja system, the grappling hook is one of the most special. The reason for this is because grappling hook, it's like a connection to past karmic self. So now, not many people know how to unlock the hook, and by nature, if someone has a disturbing past or experience or limitations, a hook is really like a hook. It just anchors you to a certain position and you keep referring back there. And so many people who are unable to release that find themselves in a stagnant place, right? Maybe not from a place of empowerment. But once unleashed, you might be able to access parallel universe of knowledge or past selves. Now, you must understand, past, present, future is not happening in a linear fashion. Now, let me say this in try to summarize this in a different way here, because a lot of times as human beings, we think the past is past, future is future, it's a linear fashion, right? But what happens is this, right? When we talk about oneness of the universe itself is timeless. That time is only a reference when we live here on Earth, because we are referencing a certain point in the orbit of the Earth on the Sun, and then we call it time. But if you think about it, in space, in emptiness, there is no time. And if this emptiness is a living entity, that means past, present, and future all happens at the same time. So we have parallel chapters or lifetimes in our so-called divine self. Now think of it this way, okay? How does this happen? How do you see that as grappling hook? Now watch this. Let's just say now you hold the book called The Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter, right? That book, it's already in its complete form, yes or no? That means you're holding the past, present, future of the entire story of the Philosopher's Stone of Harry Potter in your hand. That is grappling hook. The difference is now you're holding a whole library, and all these books are different lifetimes and stories of you. So each one is already there. It's a question of which chapter you're referring to. So at the highest level of grappling hook, this is access to a lifetime of knowledge and experience and abilities. So a lot of spiritual people who are into, they study a connection with the divine intelligence or connecting with different lifetimes and different knowledge, they go through, or they might have a natural talent and connection with the grappling hook. Whereas if you unnaturally or you don't know how to use this, sometimes you might access only the past bad chapters, some traumatic chapters that is from the different story, different timelines that are connected to your present timeline, and then you feel really bad about it. So you need to know how to unhook this on your own, okay? So you can connect. There are many ways to use the grappling hook. As I said, this is probably a one whole long lesson when it comes to art of manifesting. So here's one way you can use the grappling hook. You can say, grappling hook, I command you to set myself free from the limitless abyss of procrastination and scarcity thinking. And every day from now on, I will start taking positive actions towards my goal. So you can say that. There's a simple way to do that. Or you can say, make me stronger and remind me how amazing it feels to get things done instead of staying in a stagnant place, in one place all the time. Okay? Or you can say, grappling hook, help me come to terms with my strength and abilities and everything I need to know to function and perform at my best. So there's so many ways to use this, but these are examples of ways you can command the grappling hook. Okay? So again, if you're not already in the VIP, join the VIP, and I'll see you in the next lesson. And for those of you who have the black tortoise as your guardian of destiny, consider yourself extremely fortunate. The chief's counterpart, the yin part, is the black tortoise. Now, some people who study Chiman Dunja, if they just follow the traditional books which are written for forecasting purposes, they probably might think that black tortoise along with surging snake, white tiger, all these are supposed to be negative. They probably might have one or two not so pleasant attributes when in the forecasting model, but in the Chiman destiny model, black tortoise is a desirable deity. The reason for that is because you see, chief has a lot of moral restrictions. Now, I'm not saying moral is bad. I'm just saying that, sometimes it's all about doing good and all that. But black tortoise, it's about shortcuts, right? Black tortoise is about accessing the mass mentality, group mentality, all things community. You can talk about, people who have cult-like followers. These are all black tortoise, okay? So if you look at the art of war, inside the art of war, they talk about deception, right? Art of war, when you manage, your campaigns in Warcraft, deception means influence. Influence means black tortoise. So if you look at a positive term for deception, it means influence. Influence is what we need to get in life in order to excel, right? You need to influence other people. You need to influence how a community thinks about you. Your reputation is based on, you might not have 100% control over it, but you definitely have an influence over it. So black tortoise can access that. They can connect with other people's thoughts, feelings, able to mesmerize if you have a higher level. Now, you can do it in a positive way. The tool itself is not to be blamed. It's like a lot of people, this is a negative thing. No, if you are someone that approach life with goodness, right? You approach life as a person who serve and you do this because you want for greater good, then you will use black tortoise for good. Of course, there are some people who's going to use that for evil means, right? But you're not one of those people, right? So you want to use access to black tortoise to maybe understand people better. Some people might be in a depression and unable to express themselves. But because black tortoise has the power to connect on a spiritual level, you just know, or you can feel, or you can even tune in and reverse the negative effects of someone being in a frustrated or depressed or sad mode. Now, of course, people who are born with the black tortoise, sometimes they don't know why. They sort of absorb other people's negative energies as well. So if you're sitting in a bus one day and you feel like, oh my God, why I suddenly feel so down and so lethargic, or even some suicidal thoughts come in, maybe you're accidentally downloading from somebody else. You are not like that. But because you don't know how to use your black tortoise, so you're just connecting to every free Wi-Fi that's out there right now, okay? So some people who are negative, you might absorb their negative energy as well. But if you use this in a positive way, then using black tortoise, you can also connect with people who have positive energy and inspire your own positive energy. Okay, you know what I mean? So there are wise people, smart people, entrepreneurs who you can tune in to their frequency and master the same art and become like them, be inspired to become successful on your own just by tuning into to these people's energy level. So when you mix with or you connect with the achievers, right? Those who are positive minded, those who are leaders, you become one of them. Okay? Now, so one of the ways you could use the black tortoise, backing black tortoise, you could say, black tortoise, I command you to make me a master of my wealth. I release all blocks and allow wealth to freely flow into my life, just like whoever inspires you in your life, okay? And there will be times when the going gets tough, but it's during those times that I shall not give up and I shall rise up. I am wise, I'm strong, and I believe that everything I touch can turn to gold. Just like name your idol, okay? So this is how you connect, all right? This is one simple way I can share with you, and using the many creative ways in using the 10 deities. Right now, you just focus on using your own Guardian of Destiny. As you progress further, I will show you ways where you can tap to the others that are in your chart. In fact, you can even tap to those in the monthly chart and daily charts, okay? I hope you guys are all fired up right now and excited about the 10 deities in Qimeng. Okay, so review any of these lessons here, and when you're ready, I will see you in the next exciting lesson where we're going to be talking about the art of manifesting. Want to hear a story? Okay, so this is a story that revolves around a jade vase. Now, I know some of you who are in America, you pronounce it as vase. Vase. Okay, guys, put a picture up, show them what a vase look like here in Asia. So now this particular vase is crafted from jade, and as I mentioned before, this is a tale where this retired general, right? This retired general in the olden armies, and it's like a formidable warlord. And upon his retirement, he's been collecting all intricate artifacts. And one of the most prized possessions that he collected in his journey as a warlord and in various war campaigns is this intricate jade piece. And he kept it in his in retirement, and he kept it in a very, very special place. Every day he would look at this beautiful jade vase and admiring its special, intricate designs and how beautiful it is. Okay, and one day he had a near-death moment. A near disastrous moment happened. While holding this vase with his drowsy little fingers, at some point, he almost dropped that jade vase to the ground. He was shouting and shouting, and fortunately, he was able to catch the vase just an inch away from hitting the ground. And all the servants and maids in the house went crazy, and they were utterly shocked. And obviously, he experienced a wave of relief and joy after being able to save the vase. But then, something profound occurred to him at that moment. In that very moment, he had an epiphany, a realization, if you will. He thought about it and really realized that the fear he felt when the vase nearly hit the ground, he has never, ever, ever faced similar fear, even when he faced countless battles as a warlord in his many years in campaign. He went through life and death in charge against hundreds and hundreds of enemies. He never feared death. But when this vase almost dropped to the ground, he nearly died because it felt like it's worse than the brink of death to him. So, he was thinking to himself, he's like, how can this mere prospect of this delicate-looking vase can terrify him more than any battle that he has ever fought in his life? This is a revelation that dawned on him, showing him that it's not the jade vase itself, but rather it is his attachment to this piece of art that caused such an overwhelming fear. So the core of this story is this. It's about attachment. It illustrates how attaching our self-worth, our self-identity to material possessions or to things or to events or to an external matter can lead to extreme fear and suffering and pain and trauma. And it highlights the danger of becoming too attached to a certain idea, a certain material wealth, or even the relationships. The concept of these four realms that we talk about, heaven, earth, man, spirit, ties to this narrative of this story quite well. Okay, it's about understanding and aligning our energies and vibrations to break free from such attachments. So when we are talking about the past trauma or the past pain or the blockages, the internal battles, like the general struggle here, right? It's part of human experience, I'm sure. But the thing is, if we have a lot of attachment to the past or to bad events that have happened before, to the limitations that we create for ourselves, that we are not enough, we can never be wealthy, and money comes really difficult, we got to work hard for money, and wealth is not for me, it's only for other people. When we have this sort of attachments and we deeply hold on to it, it sort of creates that attachment that prevents you from moving forward. That fear itself will prevent you from making change or making improvements. Have you ever encountered people due to their attachment to something external that they have, and because they lost it, they lost their will to live? Well, this is precisely the kind of scenario that this story is trying to illustrate and trying to address, okay? And emphasize the importance of mental detachment, even from all the past pain and issues and even wins sometimes that, hold you back. So when you try to manifest with so-called unhealed and blocked energy, your energy remains, heavy, and all the positive manifestations that you want will rarely occur. I'm telling you why certain manifestations cannot work. Why even you try to back to all the directions and why is it so difficult? It is because they are unhealed and blocked energy. So you need to deal with this psychological knot that you have, right? That attachment to these things, right? That because this holds you back, and it's hard for you to manifest something good because of all these limitations and blockage that are there. Some you could realize, that is there. Okay, some it is a little bit more subtle. Some you have managed to suppress that idea, so you don't want to visit this again. But until you clear it, it's very hard for you to manifest the wealth, the career, the relationships, the health that you want. So you need to practice logging in to your Chiman destiny direction and raising your energy level. That gives you access to your guardian of destiny. That's why you do the practice. That's why you need to do this over and over again. So of course, 1 or 2 times might not be enough. You need to do it more, and you need to do it consistently. And if you have a lot of attachment to all this pain and trauma and all these blockages, it may take a bit more practice to get to that level, okay? But the reality is this, okay? Your reality is the embodiment of your whatever attachments that you have, right, from the past. And it has the power to keep positive manifestations from coming to the forefront of your reality. You want alignment in your 4 realms, your heaven, earth, man, and spirit realm that represents your mind, your actions, your body, your physical being, and your spiritual energies all aligned to work in tandem to bring forth the manifestations that you desire. Okay, you need to go past and unlock the negative programming that you have, because some of this past negative stuff might be buried deep in the unconscious. So it takes a little bit of work, right, to understand and replace those imprints in the past. You need to let go of that. Not just letting go, you got to deal with it, okay? Letting go is like, oh, just let go, right? But you need to deal with it, right? So once you deal with it, you untie it, you change it. Once you untangle the energy, you will be able to move on to a higher realm, and more positive frequency will enter your life and more good things will unfold for you, okay? So this is a very important process. The reason I'm addressing it here is because most people think, hey, I tried manifesting, it doesn't work. Well, that is because you are not, releasing yourself from the attachment of the old, the hidden pain. There are limitations because you actually don't feel the positive energy of you being at a higher realms of wealth, career, relationships, and health. You actually can't feel it. You say it, but you can't feel it because the past has got too many baggage, okay? So having the intention to be more positive and then doing your best at it is not enough. Okay, guys, just positive thinking is not enough. Positive thoughts must come from an honest place. You should write this down. Positive thoughts and energy must come from an honest place to raise your own personal energy to a level that resonates with whatever you wish to pull through to your life. Okay, so Chiman charts can help you. Your Chiman destiny chart will show you what direction you can tap to align yourself with this higher energy. Okay, so when all this so-called negative event or problems or traumatic past has a lock on your memory, it probably influences how you see the world and cause you to live in a disempowered state. And that's why you're probably seeing that, oh, it's impossible for me to get wealthy, it's impossible for me to raise the funds, it's impossible for me to do this, I don't have enough time. All these things will change once you are able to unlock that. You can see there is a possibility. Okay, unless you've done the work to stop this and untie this, you probably unconsciously spend a lot of your time, in fact the rest of your life, trying to avoid all these bad feelings and conversations and events that so-called trigger these problems up to you. Okay, so probably you're escaping certain parts of your life. All right, so you need to address that. If you find that what you're manifesting is not big enough, or your goals are not coming forth, it's probably because of this. Okay, so work on this and tune into your achievement destiny direction and do the cleansing as often as possible to cleanse out and unlock this, and therefore bigger dreams will come true for you. I spoke to a client and I asked her if you are neglecting your kids. Now, before I tell you this story, how many of you here have kids? Right, so you have kids. How many kids do you have? Now, let's be really honest with ourselves here. How many of us right here, or how many of you guys here, consider yourselves to be good and responsible parents? Okay, this is important. Now, do this exercise with me here, okay? You can just answer to each other if you're watching this with your partner right now. Now, as parents, I'm pretty sure we all want the best for our kids. Am I right? We want the best for our kids. We want to be happy. We want to be good. And we always, right, and we ask ourselves, right, what can we do more for our kids, correct? And how many of you encourage your children to pursue their dreams? How many of you guys here who are watching this right now encourage your kids to pursue their dreams? And or do you inadvertently discourage them by saying that, they'll be stuck doing what they do forever? Would you ever do that? Right? Now, this is an important reflection, and it really forms a basis of why we must master the art of achievement and for manifesting especially. Okay, so when I asked the client, are you neglecting your children? Obviously, the client said, no, I'm not neglecting my children. So because, her answer was, I'm spending a lot of time with them, right? I'm spending time with them and I take care of them. You see, it's not just about spending time with your kids. It's about whether they see you pursuing your dreams. Because your children watches you. Our children watches us. Do your children see you overcoming self-doubt? Does your children see you pushing forward despite the challenges that you face? Now, if they don't, then you might be neglecting them in some ways. And real neglect could be you hiding your struggles from your kids. Do they see you handling your struggles and proving your naysayers wrong in your life? Well, if not, then it's time to change that. Because if you are not pursuing your own dreams, if you're not conquering your own doubts and your own traumatic past, if you're not showing that you can achieve what you set out to do, then how can you expect your children to do their best in their lives? So remember, guys, your goals matter, perhaps more than you realize. And when you're happy and fulfilled, and your kids, your spouse, and your loved ones will definitely notice and feel that happiness too. It will rub off them as well. But if you're constantly unhappy and defeated, it affects your family's well-being and everyone around you. So what's really, really at stake here right now? Achievement Dunja, what you're learning right now, is a powerful tool. And it's up to us to master this art. It can help us create a better future for ourselves and our families, but we have to take that step to move forward. You see, your achievements are limitless when your mind partners with the universe through achievement. So dream big. The art of manifesting is the process of creating your reality, be it conscious or unconscious. We talked about this before. And I'd like you to think about the art of manifesting as a beautiful art of self-mastery. Because Once you're able to manifest, it takes the guesswork out of why life is happening the way that is. It allows you to control the outcome of many situations, and it puts you in charge of your future. That's why Chi Men talk about commands. You actually command your life to manifest the way you want it to be. That's self-mastery. That's creating the life that you want. Through the Chi Men art of manifesting, your greatest hopes become tangibly available. And anything you've ever wanted in your life will become within reach. And then if you practice this consistently, you see, through the Chi Men art of manifesting, your greatest hopes become tangibly available. And anything that you've ever wanted in your life will become within reach. But you have to be consistent. You have to have some patience. You have to go through this practice. It takes a bit of time. A lot of people say things are hard to learn, only because they didn't spend 2 weeks in that subject. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is 2 weeks of studies. Really. If some people say learning something is hard, it's because they didn't study it for 2 weeks. Okay? You think about that. Now, once you do this, once you master the art of manifesting, you will gain the ability to make immediate goals, long-term dreams, and everything in between come true. So it's a beautiful art to master. Okay? And one of the things is you want to manifest a meaningful life at least, right? So I encourage you to recognize and create the energy level. All right, the energy level, the emotional energy level that will bring about happiness. Rather than just the surface stuff, this is very important because we're going to be talking about art of manifesting here through Chi Men, but a lot of people will say, I just want to manifest the car and manifest the Lamborghini and manifest certain surface level things, right? You don't just look at bring about happiness in a item level that you think will make you happy, right? You want to manifest with exact, accurate point that can bring true satisfaction. Let me give you an example. For instance, you might think that you want a big house, right? Or a new Lamborghini, or you want the Lamborghini because you want your ex-girlfriend to come crying back to you in jealousy, or you just want to win because you want to prove someone wrong. Okay, but when you dig down, drill really down into this desire, you may find that what you really want is that emotional energy level that those things create. Okay, and not the things themselves. Whether or not your ex come crawling back to you and begging you, it's not the thing. Because at the end of the day, at the heart of all those hopes, basically, you want to feel accomplished. You want to have unconditional love, right? And you want to feel loved and you want to feel supported. So that's the thing that you want. Not the Lamborghini that will make your ex jealous, okay? Because that surface level thing is not what you want because it's not aligned, because it's not aligned with your true intentions. Therefore, it becomes very hard to manifest. You understand what I mean? So part of this whole training is also to understand your authentic self. There are many ways a person can get there beyond a fancy Lamborghini or just a fancy house or a reunion with the ex. Because once you get to that true feeling, you may then want to realize that what you originally wanted was an inauthentic thing, and you choose to shift your manifestation goals towards what is authentic, and that's how you actually get something to come true. Okay? So when you are aligned with your true identity, the true self, the true energy, this transforms your energy from a desperate level, a thick and clogged level, a dense level, an inauthentic state, to one that is radiating with authenticity, that's aligned with your divine self. So it's from this point that your Chi Men manifesting will come into reality, right? Because that's the energy. You're sending out the correct commands, your intentions are pure, and you have a higher vibrational level, and is working together with your divine self, and that's the authentic version of why you're here on this earth, and therefore everything falls into place. Okay, when you access this, that's why the training, right? You want to train yourself to connect with your garden of destiny. You want to access it more and more because that allows you access to your higher self, right? Then you manifest from the highest good for all concerned, which then elevates your intentions, and then this power would bend time and reality to help create whatever you want faster. Okay? So this is how you connect your mind to the universe. It's not exactly a very difficult art. Okay? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that with the Chi Men manifesting framework. Are you guys ready? Okay, guys, it's time to talk about the Chiman Manifesting Framework. Okay, so please download this and follow through with this training right here. Now, there are 5 parts to the Chiman Manifesting Framework, and the first part is intent, the second part is alignment, then followed by commands, and then conquer, and then validate. Each one of this represents a process that if you follow through this down to the T, you will be able to manifest the outcome that you want. And this, at the central of this entire Chiman Manifesting Framework is your level of Chiman intuition. So the higher your intuition, the more access you have in intuitive intelligence, the more powerful, the bigger your manifesting abilities would be, okay? Now, when it comes to intent or setting up your entire alignment, you have to work with the day charts, okay? The Chiman day charts. There are some sample day charts that you could use right now for the next couple of days. You could be using that. So the Chiman day charts will allow you to see what are the energies that arrive at your own Chiman natal chart. So generally, the application is quite simple. You have your natal chart, which is your printout. That doesn't change for your whole life. And what changes is the daily chart. Okay, now, the daily chart is what you see now on your screen here. This is just an example of the chart for this particular day. And then you could, on every day, there's one chart. And the way that is applied is that it is superimposed over your Chiman natal chart. Okay, so it's layering, all right? You have one layer above another. Just like you wear a shirt here, you have a jacket on top, right? So that's called layering. So in Chiman, part of manifesting, to be able to align to, when we say alignment, is when you align to the Chiman energies of the day, so that you now have the energies, the power, the vibrational elements, so that you are able to set forth the command. It makes manifesting easier. So this is very different than ordinary manifesting, where somebody just visualize and try to feel positive. This is using heaven, earth, man, spirit at the same time. So the difference with Chiman, art of manifesting, and ordinary manifesting is that Chiman uses the Chiman charts. Time dimension, right? Time includes the heaven, earth, man, and spirit realms that once aligned, you're able to bring forth 10x your manifesting abilities, okay? Now, there are many ways you can get the Chiman chart. The ones that you can use now is for the practice at this point in time, okay? Now, what do you do with intent? Intent is basically, first you need to decide on what do you really want to manifest. So remember we said before that some people manifest because they just want, the car just to show off to their ex so that the ex will come crawling back to them. You don't do all those things. Look at the core. What sort of life do you really want? Why is this important for you to feel this way? What you wish to become, right? Look at the real goals here. What do you really want? And of course, then you must ask yourself here, why are this goal or this manifesting important to you? Why is it worth it to you? This is how you set your intent, all right? And then you want to ask yourself this. You want to answer the question is, how can the universe help me? Because if you want something to change, something to manifest itself, surely then you need some help, right? Then what is the sort of help that you are looking for? If you don't have this clear up, your intention on this is not clear, then and how to help you, right? So you need to first know what you want, or maybe who or what is really at stake here, all right? Because, I have to give you the story that you don't manifest just to impress your ex, right? That's not important. So who is really at stake if you get or don't get this outcome that you want? So I have all this helps you sort of clear up what exactly that you want to achieve, okay? Now, when it comes to alignment, that's stage number 2 in your Chiman art of manifesting, is that you look at what is the universe, the deity that has entered your Chiman Destiny Palace, or the 9 stars in your Chiman Destiny Palace, or the 8 doors in your Chiman Destiny Palace, or the stems. These are called the 4 realms. Which one of these is inside your Chiman Destiny Palace for the day? Now, for the beginners, all you have to do is focus on the deity that has entered, the universe realm that has entered into your Destiny Palace. So this is the part where you aspire to. You give a command, right? You aspire to become what? What does success look like to you when you achieve what you set out to achieve? What does it look like to you? Okay? Don't say, yeah, better career, better money. This is too vague. You need to aspire to something more specific. What does it feel like to have what you wish to have when you have it, right? So how do you visualize this, right? How does it feel to be successful in what you got that you wished for? How does it feel like? Describe that feeling, right? And what will you do? Performance, right? What do you do for this? This is important because alignment must also be aligned with the physical. If you intend to do nothing and meditate your way to riches, it will never happen, okay? So let's be realistic about this important part here, okay? So about the commands. Now, I've given you some examples of how the commands would be like. So basically, you would say, Chief, I command you to do this, right? What's the outcome, right? What do you want the chief to create for you? Or you command the 9 heavens to visualize, to see what come into reality. You want to give your command in definite terms. This is not wishing for something. You're not begging. You do not beg your own subconscious to do things for you. You are born with this ability that you can use. Okay, so it's yours. You don't have to beg. You don't have to worship. No, you just tell yourself, this is what I want to do. This is what I want the universe, the energies to do for me. You don't even have to be polite if you don't want to, because you're just talking to yourself, all right? So you don't do all this. The fear thing, remove that, right? You don't need to put jaw sticks. You don't need to burn yellow paper. Nothing of that. Just give yourself a clear command, like the examples that I showed you before, okay? And then on the conquer part means, now write down the date that you're going to do something. You see, in order for the universe to do its part, you first need to do your part. It's like a spiritual contract, guys. The contract that you want the universe to do this for you, and then you do this in order to get the outcome. So there's an activity that you set forth, right? For example, you may say you would like to connect with the prospects that fit certain criteria, there's certain demographics, certain capacity to who likes your products, prospects who are easy to connect to, communicate to, share the same values, but you want the universe to bring them to you, okay? So that's the universe, because you can't do it yourself, you want the universe to connect you. Then what do you do? On your part, you may say, I'm going to do an additional 30 calls a day. Or I may say, I'm going to use the new sales training, or attend a new sales training and perform and write certain sales letters in this format for the next 1 month. So you do you, universe does the universe. So it's like a spiritual contract, okay? That's what we mean by conquer. So you have to, it's like a give and take, that's like a contract. So when you do your part, then the other part manifests itself, okay? And lastly, validate. What's validate? Validate basically means you're looking for the universe's evidential occurrences. So you want to write down whatever you see that confirms that the universe have already got your command. I'm on it. I'm working on this. It's coming to you, okay? So there are many forms of evidential occurrences. After you give your command, you observe. Sometimes you may see this in a dream that sort of confirms I got your message. You can see the relevance for perhaps in a certain event unfolding. You may see an advertisement, a billboard that someone say, yes, it's coming to you. The answer, it's connected to the event, okay? So let's say now you have, you want to manifest the success of an IVF. This is a recent case I can think of. So, so to manifest success of an IVF procedure, one of the evidential occurrences is the next couple of days, in that next 7 days or so, you see, a lot of news about people conceiving or people giving birth, or, all of a sudden someone came to you and say, hey, look at my beautiful picture of this newborn. So there's a lot of evidential occurrences that seem to answer what you wish to manifest. Now, you cannot just look at, suddenly there's a Lamborghini, but the Lamborghini is not related to your IVF procedure, so it's not an evidential occurrence, okay? So evidential occurrence validates to which what you are manifesting. So this is a process, okay? So of course, there's a lot of details that go into this, but in a nutshell, this is the process of the 5 parts that you can do, okay? So this would be a good exercise for you to practice on a daily basis. So just use today's chart, which every day you're watching this training now, or you use tomorrow's chart, and look at the deities that enter into your Chiman Destiny Palace and make a conscious intent and command to manifest something into your life. Make it simple first, okay? Because you're starting out now. And once you get used to it over time, I'll say give yourself a couple of months, right? You can go bigger and bigger. All right, it's not that difficult. Yeah, and the limitations will be only the limitations that you set to yourself. Now you may think, can I manifest the impossible into my life? Yeah, you can right now, because that's what the future is like when the impossible becomes possible. But right now, your ability is not that strong yet, right? It's like you're trying to lift 50 kgs when you can only lift 5 right now. So it takes a bit of time to build up that way. Otherwise, everybody will be manifesting enormous miracles. It takes a bit of time, okay? So have patience, work on this. And if you're already in the VIP, then ask questions. Me and my team will try our best to help you out. And if you're not already done so, you know what to do. Join the VIP while you still can. And don't forget, VIPs get a month of free access to the Tribe Plus. No matter what, here's the thing, join Tribe Plus, okay? Because that's where you get monthly inspirations and examples and insights to some of these things, like especially on manifesting, that you can learn on a consistent basis throughout the entire year. It'll be a fun thing, okay? I'll see you then. Okay, guys, this is all for part 2 now. And make sure you watch through all these lessons here in part 1 and part 2. Review as many times as you want in the next couple of days. And do the homework. Do the manifesting. Post your manifesting results and your manifesting experiences in the Facebook group. Okay? Participate. Share with your friends here. This is so important that you be part of our community. And make sure that you allocate time to participate in part 3 and part 4. They are live stream, okay? Check the timing, make sure you allocate your time. It's going to be roughly 2 hours for the entire live stream, and I want you to be there and play full out, commit into that timing and learn Chiman Dunjia, okay? And for those of you guys who are in the VIP, make sure you check your emails for all the VIP perks and the additional Q&A sessions, and also the part 5 of our training. Okay, it's going to be super fun and it gets better and better. I want you guys to be there. Okay, I'll see you then. Very quick special announcement here. Now that you have gone through the 10 deities and seen some of the commands here, perhaps you would like some ready-made commands for the deities. Now, again, if you can write on your own, you definitely don't need this, but for some people, they might need some guidance. So this book that you see right here, it's a special release, extremely limited copies, because I did this for a small group of clients who, well, I can't say they're clients, they're actually students who just wanted me to private tutor them in how to actually do Chiman manifesting. And part of which is one of the exercises is to write the commands. So I thought, hey, why just waste this? Why just put it into a physical book and offer it to some of our students here who might be interested in this. Okay, so check out the link. And if you're interested in this, we only have physical copies because it's very nicely printed here, as you could see. And it's definitely worth keeping in your library as part of these commands here. Anyway, if you're interested in this, check out the link here. If not, it's totally fine. You can continue the lessons even without this book. Okay? All right. See you there.